Hey everyone, today I thought I would share with you what resources that I have pulled to do a beekeeping unit study with my fourth grader. So my fourth grader has worked through most of his curriculum for this year. He finished a lot of stuff by the end of the first semester, and then a lot of other stuff was finishing up in the first month or two of our second semester. So I decided to take that opportunity to do some interest-based unit studies with him. And one of the ones that I chose to do is beekeeping. He is obsessed with honeybees, just very interested in the whole thing. So I bought the primary level unit study on beekeeping from Harbor and Sprout. And when I bought this, they were doing a buy one, get one free sale on their digital items. So I also grabbed, they have a patchwork unit study on beekeeping, which is geared towards a younger age range, but still encompasses his age. So since they were buy one, get one free, I bought both. And I have pulled some things from the patchwork study that we're doing along with the primary level unit study. So we've already started this, but I thought I'll show you kind of what resources that I pulled. I didn't want to go overboard with this because I found that's the least efficient way to get a unit study done, is if you pull too many resources and too many things to go with it. So I tried to keep it fairly simple. He's doing this, and I have a novel to go with it. But let me kind of show you, I'll just show you a little bit of, there's some more kind of front matter that I didn't print out for him. So this has 20 modules, and he's doing one a day. So he reads through the text. This particular module, the text is a bit longer. They're not all this long. And then there are notebooking prompts and activity ideas. And I typically have just been highlighting one that I think best supports the topic and isn't too much just fluff. We don't do both a notebooking prompt and an activity idea. I just pick one or the other. So for this one, he created a chart comparing honeybees, bumblebees, solitary bees, and stingless bees. And I'll show you kind of the notebook that I put together for him to do that in. And then for some of these, let's see, I have been pulling some things from the patchwork study that he does as well. So I didn't pull everything from the patchwork study. I just went through and looked for the things that I thought would support things he was doing in here, and I printed those out. So he, reads whatever these are. If there's QR codes, he will go and watch the video. So these are just a few that we've done so far. And then I have others ready to go kind of within the units that they're gonna go with. So again, bee anatomy, he read the lesson. And then he did a notebooking prompt. So imagine bees are superheroes, describe their superpowers related to their anatomy, like super strong legs for carrying pollen or a super long tongue for sipping nectar. So he did this in his notebook as well. And then it's on to module 3. That one was shorter. All right, so that's kind of what it's looking like. This is some of the stuff from the patchwork study that I pulled to go along with one of the modules. So I don't think you need to add these in, but because I had it, I decided I might as well. So this is kind of like the spine, the core of what he's doing. And then he's also reading this novel called The Last Beekeeper. He's really enjoying it. I'm enjoying it so far. I think it's good. We only read one chapter a day. So some of the chapters are longer than others, but he reads it independently. I read it as well so that I can talk to him about it, but also so that he writes a summary of the chapter when he's done, and that way I can kind of look at it and gauge, how well that summary was done. So we have that. Now, there were probably a million books I could have purchased to go with this, and I did not. I have 4 books here that we have out when he's doing this. Let me show you. The first one is one that he read last year. It's one of his favorite books. We have it on our shelf, so I just pulled this one out. So if he wants to read through it or look at something, he can. But he really enjoyed that one last year. There was a Lit House Learning had a novel study, or whatever they call theirs, for this. So, all right, and then I just got 3 books from the library. I got this one called The Book of Bees, and this Inside the Hives and Lives of Honeybees, Bumblebees, Cuckoo Bees, and Other Busy Buzzers. I liked the photographs, and I liked how it was laid out and the information that it gave. So there's a section on, let's see, honeybees, bumblebees, cuckoo bees, mason bees, carpenter bees. You can see the list goes on. And so within the section on honeybees, we have different types of honeybees. We get their scientific names, how to ID it, behavior, where you would find it, the size, and then some photographs. So this has been a good one, and I suspect we might end up purchasing this one at some point for our collection, just because he seems to like it. I also borrowed 2 DK books. This is, I believe, in the adult section, called The Bee Book, Discover the Wonder of Bees and How to Protect Them for Generations to Come. You can see the contents there. And this just has a plethora of information about bees. He hasn't referenced this one as much so far, but we will see. I think it's a good one to have on hand. I like that this has candle making in it, because we are going to be talking about that, beeswax candles. So anyway, I think that's a good one as well. And then this one, which is a kid's book called The Bee Book by DK. And you can see the contents there. But I grabbed this one just because I like the simple way it lays out certain things. And this one is much quicker read. But I like the different little kind of diagrams and things that it has in it. So that's it for books to go along with our unit. I made him just a notebook for him to do his work in throughout the unit. And let's see. So like for his chapter summaries, I just label the pages. He writes his summary, and then he draws a picture to go with it. So he's done that for all the chapters that he's read. This was a little diagram that he made for one of the notebooking activities. So any of the like worksheets that he does from the actual unit study, I just put in here for him. He did like a science experiment as one of the activities. So that's kind of how we're handling all of the notebooking prompts or activity ideas. There's a lot of really cool bee-related board games. I did not buy one. for a couple of reasons. One, most of them are really expensive. Our library does have at least a couple, so we may borrow one from the library. But also, it's just one more thing to try to get done in a day. And he doesn't necessarily need it to enjoy this unit study. I do think it would be a fun add-on, but we'll see. What I did do was pull a game that we already have, that my kids already know how to play, and this is out while he's doing the unit, so I think that that's good enough. This is called Honeycombs, and it's kind of like a domino type game. So pulled that out. And then, let's see, buy a game. I bought a video game. So this is a game for the Switch called Bee Simulator, and it's a really fun game, but I got it on eBay. I think I paid $9 for it. To get it new was like $30, and I just couldn't justify that. I'd already bought the unit study and a few other little supplies, so, but $9 I could handle, and this is something he'll play long beyond doing this unit study, but he's enjoying it so far. So I did add on that game. We don't really do this during school though, for the most part. I think I did assign it in one of his activities, but this is just something that he can do after school to kind of go along with it. All right, so the last things that I bought was some supplies to do some projects. So we're going to do some like beeswax rolled candles. So I just got some sheets of beeswax and some wicks. And we went to a semi-local bee farm, and we got a block of beeswax. So I had originally thought we would do like melt and pour beeswax candles, and then I kind of realized I don't think I'm that mom. So I think we're just gonna do the rolled candles. But this is also just really cool for him to see. And it was fun kind of going to the bee farm and, selecting some things to get. So my sister actually makes soap, and we're gonna give this to her so she can make some beeswax soap. But anyway, it's still really cool. But while we were getting this, the reason we went actually was to get some honeys, some different honeys. There's one of the projects or activities within the curriculum is to do some honey tasting and comparison. So we picked up these 4 little honey bears to use when we do that. And is that everything I got? I think that's everything I got. So trying to keep it simple, but still making it engaging and fun for him. He's learning a lot. Like, he already knew a lot about bees and bee behavior and all of that, but he's learning a lot of stuff that he didn't already know as well. So that's just kind of how we're approaching it. But anyway, it's going really well, and I'm glad that we have chosen to do it. It's good for him, and it's kind of showing that all his hard work and getting through all of his other work, he kind of got this little, reward of doing this unit that's really interesting to him. So there is, in the patchwork study, that covers all subjects. So it has writing and math and science, geography, history, all of that. So we're not doing like the writing and a bunch of those other things, but some of the things that I've chosen to pull in cover geography and history. Oh, music is another one it covers. And I did pull some stuff for music as well from the patchwork study to kind of add in when we're doing this. This was a little game that we played, I think, in the first unit. And I think this came from the patchwork study. You had to pick out the honeybees versus the other bees based on identifying them in the picture. And then these are some other things that I pulled from the patchwork study, like some history stuff. And this is some geography stuff that we're gonna add in. And what else? Oh, here's the music. Stuff that I had mentioned. And this is like the honey tasting stuff. There's good stuff in both, and I'm happy to be able to mesh the two together. So at any rate, that is a look at how we are implementing this beekeeping unit study. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them in the comments down below.